I replaced all my Lululemon shorts with Bird Dogs. Bird Dog shorts do the exact same thing, but fit way better. They actually look like khaki shorts, so I can wear them all day for my morning hike or bike ride to the bar. I can't stop wearing them. Join over 1 million guys who discovered the best shorts on the market. Go to birddogs.com/MLB and enter promo code BASEBALL for a free baseball hat with your order. That's birddogs.com/MLB. Promo code BASEBALL for a free hat. You won't want to take your Bird Dogs off. We promise you.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Sports Daily on KFH. It's all Brockton Caster. Tommy, couple minutes here. So we get the play in the Rangers game. Hopefully everybody's had a chance to check that out. We brought it up in the first hour. Basically, there was a play in the bottom of the eighth inning. The White Sox were trying to score. Elvis Andrus was gunned down, tagged out by Jonah Heim. The call on the field is an out. They go to commercial. It's really obvious. I think the White Sox honestly had a challenge to burn, so they're like, all right, let's challenge it. They come back, they show the replay, everyone's like, okay, it's clearly an out, and then they reverse it, and everybody's surprised. The White Sox are surprised in the dugout, obviously. Bruce Bochy loses his mind. The broadcasters on both sides, they don't understand it. Nobody understands it. Major League Baseball tries to back it up this morning by saying there were things being done before the catcher received the ball that impeded the runner to the plate before he got the ball, and then he caught the ball. Very clearly wasn't impeding the plate because there was a clear path for a slide. They got it wrong. They got it right, they reviewed it, then they got it wrong. And now they're trying to backpedal. That's what you cannot have happen in a critical moment of a game if you're trying to promote the fact that these replays and everything helps you always get it right. You can't review it and get it wrong. And they did, man. That was a bad call.
Don't you think that that's kind of the exception and not the rule? Like it was an anomaly? Because I think that there are quite a few instant replay decisions where, like I mentioned at the top of the show, it's the other way around.
Blocking the plate
where the
rule
call on the
always
field
seems
was
fishy.
I know. I get that's a weird one. Like that's kind of an anomaly, I think. But typically you're talking about close plays at a base, in the moment as it's happening really fast, bang, bang, play. The umpire may not get right, and then replay does its job, and they're able to get the call right. So I think that more often than not, this is a positive thing, but it's the same way with just regular human error umpires.
It is.
Where you're going to get the call wrong.
But it begs the question of what's better. And so, like, what would have been better last night? Well, just to trust the human. Sometimes, and this is where it gets really interesting, and there's, there is the black and white nature of an out is an out, as safe as safe, but there are a lot of people, and I don't know where I fall on this, by the way. I don't have a strong take. Let's say there's a play at second, the runner is very clearly gunned down, but somehow the tag is not, whatever. Somehow he gets a finger in whatever, and they go back and they look, and a very obvious, what should be outplay, and they're like, oh, no, he's actually safe. Is that better, or is it better just to know that you got caught, you got gunned down, it wasn't close? I'm not sure, and I know there are a lot of people, and the reason I bring it up, that would say the throw beat him, he's out. Like the throw beat him, he's out. A technicality, maybe he got around or whatever. Or here's another example on the flip side of that. You're stealing a base. You're very clearly safe. Your foot comes off the base by a centimeter. They've got their glove on you the entire time, and in your through slide, the foot comes off the base by a centimeter, and you're called out even though you beat the throw.
But then you're not safe then, right? Like
I know, but I'm trying to give you one on both sides of it to say you beat the throw in this this minutia.
Stay on the bag.
Well, I know, but what I'm saying is if you didn't have a replay in that spot, you're called safe, obviously.
And
it's only a replay that goes through that. But last night, a replay, when you're trying to dissect it, can get really technical into a space that you don't want to get necessarily.
You're right.
If the throw beats the runner sometimes.
I think it's an anomaly. I mean, we're not talking about a bang-bang play here. We're talking about a judgment call about whether or not a catcher was blocking the plate. So I have no issue, generally speaking, with instant replay because I would rather the call be right than just a judgment call. And that's what baseball's always been.
But the
It's
call
been a
wasn't
human
right
judgment
last
call. I know the call last night was not correct. That's the anomaly. By and large, though, instant replay gets calls that had been wrong correct. So generally speaking, I don't have an issue with instant replay in those situations. Do I think that it was a travesty that this call was overturned last night? Sure. I mean, I think that it was, clearly the wrong call, but that's the exception. That's not the rule.
Yeah, replay invites that. That's the thing. Like it's so hard. And again, I don't have I think I'm pro replay because I'm with you. I'd like to get it right. Balls and strikes are the next frontier, and that's the really interesting one. And that's where you can't are we going to review balls and strikes at some point? Are we go into that world? Do we get
Not
the ability
if they want to keep the
review
pace
those?
of the play up. I mean, not if you want to keep the game rolling.
That's
can't
what
start
I'm saying.
reviewing balls and strikes.
I don't know where is the line. I think this all becomes interesting to me because I wonder where the line is. Robot umpires, do you have the ability to challenge balls and strikes? How do you find that fine line? And if we always want to get it right, Tommy, why wouldn't you review balls and strikes?
So here's a perfect example in another sport. So in the NFL, they use instant replay to determine if a ball was caught or where somebody went out of bounds or whatever. What didn't work in the NFL was when they started reviewing pass interference, because then it became a judgment call. It became the opinion to a certain level. It's kind of the same thing in Major League Baseball. This particular deal was the catcher blocking the plate. That's a judgment call. A bang-bang play, that's different. I'm okay with that.
Well, in the bang-bang nature of it, he was out clearly. In the judgment part, so do we now make blocking the plate not something that can be reviewed?
I'd be okay with that.
Baseball's going through the headaches that the other sports have gone through. I mean, there's no doubt about it. I mean, it's hard, and it will stop the pace of play. But if you want the call to always get right, balls and strikes, in theory, are not judgment calls. So should those be reviewed?
Again, if you want to keep the pace of play up, I'm not sure how you can do that.
You only give them one or two chances and the opportunity to do it. But is it just you say, all right, robots, take over the balls and strikes, which I also don't know how I feel about.
Yeah.
I would need that tested at the minor league level.
Yeah, no, I'm the same way with you, because that ends up being super, super technical, and you're talking about fractions of inches in a strike zone, and I don't know. That might be inviting disaster. That I'm okay with where things stand right now.
It may be the best thing that ever happened, because I
Maybe.
think if hitters, hitters and pitchers universally would probably like it. Hitters don't want pitchers to get calls either.
It's all about consistency, and so if the best way to get consistency is to get there, I mean, I'd have to see it to believe it, but that could be the next place we go.
And how on earth would you get that down to the lower levels of baseball? That would be the next part that would be a real problem. All right, let's take our final break. We'll come back. We'll tell you what's on the network today here as we make our way through this Wednesday edition of Sports Daily.
Imagine you're looking at a balancing scale with everything you do for other people on one side and everything you do for yourself on the other side. If it isn't balanced, maybe it's time to spend a little more time on you. And therapy is a great place to start. BetterHelp connects you with a licensed therapist online who can help you find that balance and stick to it. Visit BetterHelp.com/positive to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp.com/positive.
Looking for an adventure? Find yours in a Toyota. Like a Camry with stylish design and a reputation for reliability that can't be beat. Or go with a Corolla, both affordable and capable. With so many trims and features to choose from. Or check out the new Crown, presenting you with luxurious style and elegant amenities to make your day a breeze. No matter your adventure, Toyota has you covered. Visit buyatoyota.com for more. Toyota, let's go places.
Being a baseball play-by-play broadcaster demands a blend of learned mechanics, intense preparation, and a calm sense of entertainment. How hard is it to do this job? Let's talk to the ones who do it. This is Matt Spiegel. My new podcast, The PBP, Voices of Baseball, will bring those conversations to you as the best working and former broadcasters tell you why and how they do it. New episodes come every Thursday all summer long. Follow The PBP, Voices of Baseball, on the Odyssey app or wherever you find your podcasts.